Reactor online. Sensors online. Weapons online. All systems nominal.
Hello everyone, Carrie here with Unicorn Company, and today I want to talk about the newest book coming out by Bryan Young for BattleTech, Voidbreaker. Now, this is a spoiler-free review, and I was able to write the entire thing on one page, so I won't be going into too much detail or taking up too much of your time. But I want to share my impressions of the book and what I think about it. First of all, in general, it was a good read and a book I would recommend to anyone who enjoys BattleTech. That being said, this isn't your normal BattleTech book. Where most of the books I have read in my 31 years of being a fan of the BattleTech universe follow a protagonist who is primarily seen on the battlefield and not one who works behind the scenes. This book, though, doesn't focus on someone going from battlefield to battlefield in their mech, but instead gives us a look at a part of the universe which we have only had glimpses of before, the Clan Watch. The main character of this book is a member of that organization, and as such, we aren't following her around as she fights from the cockpit of her battle mech, but instead get to see something of a spy thriller set in the BattleTech universe. If you need some mech on mech action, though, Bryan doesn't leave you high and dry, as we are following a character who can hold her own on the back alleys and ballrooms of any world she is assigned to, just as well as she can from the cockpit of a battle mech. When I started reading this one, I did have my doubts, as this is seldom tread territory in BattleTech, and the last time I can recall us interacting with a character from the Watch would have been in Natural Selection. And even there, the interactions are pretty brief, with them being more of a plot device to drive the main story that takes place in and out of the cockpit. As the book went on, though, I found myself drawn more and more into what I can only call a genre within a genre, as I felt invested in the characters and the story. My only real complaint about the book is what I am calling the Young double climax. This is something I noticed with Bryan's last book, Without Question, where we seem to get a climax to the novel about 2/3 of the way through, and find ourselves with a second climax after that, where there is some kind of new obstacle for them to overcome. While I'm not a professional critic, but a low-tier YouTuber and podcaster who likes to review minis and talk about, anyway, I digress. What I was saying, oh yes, the double climax does feel like something that I don't think the book needed. Then again, I may just not know how to write a book. So there is that. Overall, I did enjoy the book. It takes us on a type of adventure that we don't normally get to go on in BattleTech, and feel that this is one which both plays an instrumental part of the universe, as well as a book that gives us a new type of genre in the universe that I would really like to see more of, as I am sure that we will be dealing with the clans and the Watch more and more in the Ill Clan era. With works like Voidbreaker, I feel like Bryan and the current stable of Catalyst authors are ushering in the Ill Clan era with a bang, and definitely bringing BattleTech into the future. Now, before we go, I wanted to remind everyone that there are a few events coming up this year which I will be attending. I will be running the first Western Assault Tournament in Los Angeles, California in February. We still have room, and you can find the rules, scenarios, and sign-up information in the description. I might be at RavenCon this year in Richmond, Virginia. This one honestly depends on finances and how I think I can fare with doing a con and an event back to back, because in May I will be running the Eastern Assault Tournament in Richmond, Virginia. I haven't released rules for this yet, but we will be doing so soon, and odds are they're going to pretty much be the same as Western Assault, but having seen a rules document for another tournament, there's a few things I might tweak. Also this June, I will be attending the Maryland BattleTech Brigade's first major Alpha Strike tournament, the Battle for the Bay, on June 21st in Glen Burnie, Maryland. Rules and signups for Western Assault and the rules for the Battle of the Bay will be listed in the description. I also encourage you to visit our sponsor, Fortress Miniatures and Games, who are one of, if not the, best place to get your BattleTech fix online. I would also be totally remiss if I didn't ask you to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and if you can, support us on Patreon, because HPG prices these days are out of control. Anyway, that's it for today. And of course, I didn't mention, but I will be at Southern Assault 2025. So there's that. But that is it for today. I hope that y'all have a good one. And we have a few of the Force Packs left to review. Those will be coming out this month. And we'll be done with all the Kickstarter stuff. Well, at least the Force Packs. And then I can look at some other things. Hotspots Hinterlands, I think, is probably going to be pretty soon, too. So anyway, y'all have a good one. This is Carrie, signing off. I want to thank all of our patrons and sponsors. Starting off, we have at the rank of Captain, Sarah. Then we have our Mercenary Review Bonding Commission representative, also known as our sponsor, Fortress Miniatures and Games. We then have our lieutenants, Boy in a Box, Haley, and Nathan. Our sergeants, Blind Zen Archer, Gus, Faz, and Steven. And let's not forget our cadets, NB Kaiju, Jamie, and Scott. Thank all of you for supporting the podcast and the channel. And if you would like to support us, and you can go to patreon.com/unicorncompany, where we have a number of tiers. One might just fit you. So thank you all very much and have a good day.